Hey CityCast listeners. Yes, this is a new voice you're hearing. You're probably wondering, wait, what's happening? Well, allow me to introduce myself. I'm Raheel Ramzanali, and I'm CityCast Houston's new host. I'm so excited to be here with you every day as we celebrate our great city one episode at a time. My family immigrated to Houston in 1990 from Pakistan, and since then, I've lived in Alief, Sugar Land, and now currently reside in Richmond with my wife, 2 daughters, and our dog Bane. Houston is unlike any city in the nation. We have the best food, the most diverse population, and of course, we come together when we need each other the most. I can't wait to continue exploring everything our city has to offer with CityCast Houston. Now, H-Town can be crazy at times, so for my first episode, I wanted to discuss tips to survive the 713, from the crazy weather to proper etiquette in traffic. I'm looking at you people who cut and merge lanes, so I'm bringing in the entire team to share their essential rules for surviving Houston. It's Thursday, March 23rd. I'm Raheel Ramzanali, and here's what Houston is talking about. Hi, new team.
Hey.
What's happening? It is our first team chat. I've got Carleon Jones, Brooke Lewis, and lead producer Dina Kespo with me. How are y'all?
Hey, Raheel, welcome.
Feeling good. Excited to be here and have you here.
Yes, so excited.
I know. It's been so much fun. So much fun so far. So let me introduce everyone. As I mentioned, we have Dina, lead producer, Brooke Lewis, who writes our awesome newsletter, Hey Houston, which you need to subscribe to right now. Okay, subscribe to the podcast, subscribe to the newsletter. She keeps you up to date on everything that's happening in Houston. And then we also have producer Carleon Jones. All right. So before we start, we're gonna do our essential rules for Houston to survive this crazy city that we love. But before we do that, I want to go around and get everyone's background. All right, the listeners need to know, why do you love Houston, Dina, and how long have you lived here?
Born and raised. I only escaped. I know I say escaped, but I only left Houston for maybe like 3.5 years when I left to go and actually get into audio, because I was working at the Chronicle and transitioned into audio, and DC was my place.
Love it. Brooke, how about you?
So I'm also born and raised, love Houston. And then I wouldn't even say, I think I wanted to escape too, briefly for college and grad school. But then I came back in 2016 and I haven't left.
Yeah, that's a common theme. We all try to escape, and some of us did, and then some of us didn't. But Carleon, you escaped.
Yeah, I escaped for a little bit. So I was born here and partially raised here. So I stayed here until I was about like 8 years old. Then we moved about an hour away to the country. I was gone for college and all my high school years. And then I came back about 1.5 years ago now.
Okay, perfect. Love it. So 4 people on this chat, and me, you heard in the intro, I grew up here. So we know the city, all right? And we know what it takes to survive this crazy city. And we're going to give you some rules. And you don't have to follow these rules, but these are just rules that we've noticed that if you follow them, the experience in Houston is going to be much better. And by the way, if you have rules that you want to share with us, then please mention it to us on our social media accounts. And you can also email us. We've got all that information in the show description. So let's get started. Dina, you go first. What's your first rule to survive Houston?
Y'all have to have a functioning, keyword, functioning umbrella. Okay. And I say this from experience because I've had an umbrella in the past in my car, but then it's one of those really like flimsy ones where the second you step out and it's windy, it flips outwards.
Yes.
Oh, no.
And Houston ain't the city to get caught without an umbrella.
No, especially during the months of January to December.
Exactly.
Literally every month. You just never, like, there's always rain somehow, some way. It's so crazy.
I know.
That is such a good one, Dina. I love it. Because I put money into a good umbrella and it changes everything.
Yeah, exactly. It's worth it. Pay $35 if you have to, 50 even, upwards of 50 if it's like that really sturdy one. It's worth the money. Trust me.
Absolutely. And it's going to last forever. All right. If it's a good one.
Yeah.
All right. Brooke, what is your essential rule to survive Houston?
Mine is you will never be able to try all the restaurants here, but you can try because as I've grown up here, born and raised, as I said, and it is impossible to try all the restaurants. You're going to want to when you move here because you're just going to hear about all the
Hmm.
amazing food, but just pace yourself because there's going to be a new restaurant open probably by the time you're like, I tried this one. So my advice is to pace yourself, wear stretchy pants. You're on a food journey and just pace yourself because you will not be able to try all the restaurants.
Okay, good pacing and stretchy pants. I wasn't expecting stretchy pants to be number 2 for us, but here we are, and I'm happy that stretchy pants are acceptable when you're trying to tackle the Houston food scene. Carl Leon, how about you?
Okay, so mine is like a survival kit. You always have to have an extra pair of clothes, a water bottle, and a little snack in your car. Now, my mom has
Ooh.
been telling me this since I was a kid, and I used to not listen, and now I see why she tells me to do this. Because traffic is so bad that, let's say you're trying to go to a friend's house, to an event or something like that, you're going to be late if you don't have an extra pair of clothes in the car already just prepared, or you're going to be like hungry, starving, thirsty, just in traffic if you don't have like something small like a Rice Krispie, some water. It's important. I'm telling you, it's really important.
Okay, can I build
I
on
like
that,
that.
Carly?
I like
Because like,
Uh-huh.
okay, so especially the snack and the clothes,
Mhm.
I would say definitely pack like sneakers and socks because I've had so many moments where I'd pack the wrong shoes and my feet would be
Mhm.
soaked from the rain,
Oh
and I'd
my
be
gosh,
wishing
yes.
I had like socks and sneakers in my trunk, and then a trench coat. Because our weather is so like up and down. I've had days where I'd be like so cold and I'd forget to pack a trench coat because like I left the house and it was hot and humid. And then I was
Mhm.
like, damn, I'd have to like stop by Walmart or Target and pick up something to keep myself warm with. And then the water thing in the summer, I would say, especially the snacks. I've made the mistake where I'd leave snacks in the car and they would like either melt or the water would be
Mm.
like scorching, boiling hot.
No, I've
Same.
definitely made that mistake so many times. And I would just like adding on to Carly, eat ahead of schedule because even if you
Mhm.
think you're not that hungry, by the time you make it to your destination, you're going to be hungry. So whether you're going to like a birthday party, whether you're going to a dinner, eat the snack because you're going to be glad that you did so you don't show up hangry because that's definitely happened to me.
I
Facts.
like that. So, essential rule number 3 is your traffic survival kit.
Mhm.
And I'm going to tack one more thing onto this one. Always add 15 minutes to your drive. Okay.
Mhm.
Hmm.
And don't use traffic as an excuse in the city of Houston because expect it. So, just always have that 15 minutes tacked onto your essential kit. All right. So, this is
Mhm.
like a little combo for everyone. But I'm going to give you my first one, my first official one. Please don't cut in the merge lanes, and specifically on 59 by the 527 spur, 59 and I-45. Literally any freeway merger, please do not cut. Okay, because nothing gets us more irritated in the city than people cutting to the front of the line. Like, I understand a mid cut. Okay, if you're back there about, look, I get it. You want to cut a little bit, that's fine. But don't be the person that slows down the entire flow of traffic because you're trying to cut, especially on that spur by downtown. Oh, please don't do it.
That's
Can
a real
we?
survival
Can
Can
I
I
just
thing, though.
say?
say? Brooke, go ahead. Because I was.
Oh, I was gonna.
Go
I
ahead.
feel like we're all very passionate about
Yeah,
traffic,
I was
so
about to
there's probably a
say.
lot that's about to be said.
Go.
But I'm just gonna say, if you're gonna cut, don't make eye contact. Just own it. Just do it.
Okay.
Just go for it because like people, I feel like people on Houston traffic, like I just don't want to even make eye contact if I'm doing something that I know I shouldn't be doing
Mhm.
because I'm scared to look at what the other person is doing because they will make eye contact back. So just
Yes.
don't look
Oh,
at
true.
them. Just go right ahead, do the cut, make the mistake, and just keep it moving. Because
Okay, but do you wave? Do you give them like a
so
You gotta
thank you
wave.
wave?
I used to do the wave, but I feel like the wave has died, you guys. Like it doesn't happen anymore because I wave at people and they look at me like I'm crazy because I just don't think it happens. My parents were the ones that waved my whole life. Like growing up, they would always wave whenever they cut in front of people, but it doesn't happen anymore. So I've just stopped waving. I just don't make eye contact. I just cut in front of people and I keep it moving.
Dang.
Carly, you wanted to jump in on this, right? What's up?
Yeah, I was gonna say that that's a true survival kit because people get mad. They're ready to fight for real. So if you don't want to fight on the freeway, do not cut people off. Leave it alone.
See, I go like, here's my thing. If you're gonna do it, that's fine. Like that's fine. But me as the driver, you're cutting off. I feel like insurance companies should give you one grace hit per year. And what I mean by that is, like, I will be really aggressive if you're cutting me, because I usually don't cut unless it's like I make a mistake or something. But I usually go to the back of the line. I follow the rules. But if you're trying to edge in, I will keep creeping up.
Dang.
And like, I will
Okay.
play that game of chicken. So if you hit me or I hit you, I should get one grace hit. Like, I'm not talking about a hard hit. I'm not talking about hurting people. I'm just talking about a little side swipe, right? Like, I will play the game of chicken all the way up until you either stop or I let you in.
You want it like
So,
a go-kart
there's me.
bump, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, like I'm going to put little bumpers on my car.
Okay.
Can I just say,
Okay.
I've done it.
Yeah.
I've done it. I've cut. But listen. And
We all have.
like, it was mostly unintentional because it's like, oh, I'm like, oh crap. Like the GPS tells me I'm supposed to go this way and I couldn't read it properly because you're driving and you can't pay attention. And people get really angry and they're like, they're the Rahils on the road where they're inching, playing chicken. Like they're not letting you in. And I'm like doing the wave, trying to be like, please let me in. I'm sorry. Like trying to tell them my life story in the car, on the highway.
No,
just to get
you
some
can-
sympathy.
Dina, you can save that for the car behind you, okay? Because I've been waiting for 25 minutes to get to downtown, and you are not going to cut me. You can try that
Fair.
on the
Fair.
Corolla behind me.
Damn.
That's why people are so impatient because they've been waiting for like hours
True.
to get
Yeah.
to the
True.
exit. And so if you're the one cutting, they're just like, it's not going to end well.
Fair.
No. Side note. So I take pictures of parents who cut in the drop-off line at school.
Oh my
So,
God.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think it is the most insulting thing somebody can do is cut in the drop-off line at school.
True.
Like we have parents, like we get backed up for half a mile, right? There's a lot of kids trying to get to school, and some parents will literally cut you when you're about like the fifth car turning in.
Ooh.
And I think that's the most disrespectful thing ever because you think your time is more valuable than anybody else in that line. And I take pictures, and I'd be lying if I said I haven't posted it to a Facebook group.
Dang.
I am the Batman of traffic. Okay,
Oh.
I make sure that we abide by the rules and justice is served in shameful comments on Facebook.
Oh,
Oh my
that's
God.
hilarious.
Yeah.
My
all right?
God.
We're changing lives one car picture at a time, ladies.
Dang.
I feel like you just
Okay,
need to stay on the
tangent.
feeder hill.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You do not need to
pretty much.
touch traffic for real.
But I'm a really kind person, honestly. Okay, Dina, your second essential rule. What do you got?
You have to pack socks and a first aid kit. You will never understand the power of a first aid kit until you actually use it in a car.
Mm.
And I'm talking about the
Yes.
elaborate ones, the one that's got the Band-Aids, the gogs, not the little tiny puny ones that you get to travel with. I mean, that has saved my life so many times. Not that I'm out here like injuring myself and others around me, but it's just like you never know when you need it. It's crazy. And I say every person, whether you're in Houston or you're out in the suburbs, you should definitely have a first aid kit in your trunk.
I like that one. Brooke, what's your next one?
So this is for my curly-haired girls. Do not straighten your hair in the summer. Just don't do it. Don't get a silk press. Don't get a relaxer. The summer is for protective styles only because it just won't last, you guys. Like, you will get it done. And honestly, this happened to me as early as now because the weather has been so bad. I've had friends that literally walked out of the salon, and 2 hours later, because it either rained or it was so humid, their hair was already back to its original texture.
Oh,
So
no.
just don't do it. Do it during the winter time. Get your braids during the summer. Do your protective styles, but do not straighten your hair in the summer. It's just not gonna last. It's not gonna
It's
last.
not going to last. There's no way.
Yeah.
All right. Carly, your next one?
Always bring a jacket with you wherever you go. The weather's always going to change. That's Houston. You never know if it's going to be hot, cold, raining, like Dina said. So you always need a jacket, like literally. Because even if it's hot outside, let's say you go to a restaurant. When you go inside the restaurant, it's going to be freezing because they're trying to combat the heat. So you need a jacket. It's essential. I'm telling you.
I like that. That's a good one. So
Yeah.
my next one is related to clothes as well. in the summer, please do not work out in cotton shirts. Okay. If you're going out, running Memorial Park, you're doing a class outside or inside, it is so hot in the city that if you wear a cotton shirt, you're not gonna like it. It's not gonna be a good feeling. So please do not work out in cotton shirts. I see people running in cotton shirts. I'm like, what are you doing? You're carrying like 5 pounds of sweat right now. This isn't good for you. You're gonna start hurting here in a little bit. This is horrible. Please just get a dry fit shirt and you'll love it so much more. And like, I love working out in the summer outside. I don't mind it. I like the heat. But if you wear a cotton shirt, you're gonna hate it.
Yeah, and can I add to that, Raheel? I just want to say that don't wear dark colored clothing. I know that sounds kind of obvious during the summer, but I've done that before. I've worn like a black shirt when I was out reporting, and I almost really had legit heat stroke because it like
Ooh.
you will get much
Yes.
hotter if you're wearing darker colored clothes during the summer, and it gets really hot in Houston really, really fast, and you don't even realize that you may be dehydrated. So it's just better to be on the safe side, wear loose fitted, light colored clothing.
And I
during
want
the
to
summer.
add
like
to what
that.
Brooke just said too about the dark clothing. Don't wear dark clothing at night if you're going to be walking around the city. We cannot see you.
Good
I
point.
can't see normally, okay? So if I'm driving and you have dark clothes on, no, you don't like your life. You don't.
Damn.
Okay. There you go.
I can't
like
see.
it.
Like
Okay.
shots fired.
Dina, what's your next one?
Okay, I'm trying to remember what they're called, but you know the foil looking things that repel the sunlight on your car, so that when you
Yeah, the like a sunshade,
yes,
a sun. Yeah.
that it's a 2-parter. You have to
Yeah.
pack that, and I recommend a battery powered portable fan, because right when you get into your car, it is way too hot for you to blast the AC. It's gonna take like maybe 10 minutes, at least if
Oh,
you're in my
yeah.
car, to get the cool air going. And you don't want to like suffocate in your car. Yes, open the windows, but it's so extremely hot. I recommend having a portable fan, and then always put those things that repel the sunlight on your car, even if it's like at nighttime and you're going to sleep and you'll wake up, trust me, without your leather seats burning your booty. Because I've had experience where I would forget and I'd be leaving in the middle of the afternoon, like at 2:00 when the sun has just been hitting down on my car seats.
It's terrible.
Ooh, it's
I
not
can
fun.
feel it. I can feel that leather burn right now. Dina. That's a really good essential rule right there. Brooke, how about you? What's your next one?
Yeah, so we talked a lot about weather, and my rule is that the weather is going to annoy you, but it'll change. And it'll probably change, honestly, in the same day. So if you're annoyed by one season, we get sometimes 4 seasons in a week. Sometimes we get 4 seasons in one day. Houston, to me, has 4 seasons, which is hot, super hot, humid, and then randomly cold. And so I feel like in the last week, we've experienced all of that. And even just going to the rodeo one day, I feel like it was cold when I got there. It was hot by the time I left, and then it was cold again. So if you're annoyed, the weather will change and it'll be okay.
Layer your
We literally
clothes.
have weather for everybody here. Okay.
Yes.
If you like it, you're gonna experience it in one day. So yeah. All right, Carly, your next one.
Have a kit in the back of your trunk. Like Dina said, she said the first aid kit, but mine is for fixing your car. So like something to fix your tire. You'll need like a little air pump. I have an air pump in the back of my car to like, air up my tires. Something to start your car if the battery just decides to die. That's important because you
Yeah,
can get
A
stuck
nice
places.
jumper cable.
Yes, exactly. Jumper
Yeah.
cables, exactly. Jumper cables, because it's so important. I'm telling you. This
Yeah.
city is too far spread out that if you get lost somewhere, your friends can't get to you quick, you'll just be stuck on the side of the road looking crazy. Unless you have AAA. AAA is really good too. That's a survival kit.
I highly recommend getting a portable air compressor.
Mhm.
You can get them on Amazon for like $20-$30,
hmm
but they're great. Like you just plug it into your car light and boom, you can pump up the air in your tires if you need to.
hmm
But since you brought that up, I'm going to give you my next one, and that's get insurance/warranty on your tires, because our city's awesome. We're like, there's so much to do. It's so great, but our city really sucks when it comes to potholes.
Oh my
okay,
gosh, yes.
especially on Westheimer, Richmond, Kirby, Shepherd, all the big artery streets. Basically, the potholes suck. So get some kind of warranty on your tires, you can go to any of the big tire stores, and you don't even have to buy the tires from them. You can just go get a warranty on them. So if your tire, you hit a pothole and your tire gets some kind of tear in it, they'll fix it for free. Okay,
Oh.
get a warranty, please. Especially because tires are expensive now, really expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my next one. All right, we're gonna do a fun one. All right, last one for everyone. Brooke, do you have a fun one?
So mine is, I guess, more sentimental than fun, but you could make it fun depending on how you go about this. But I think with Houston, there's a true volunteer spirit. And so I would say that if you're looking for something to do, if you're looking for a way to meet people, then be kind and help your neighbor. And I think that comes out a lot during tragedy. We talked a lot about how the weather can be crazy. So yes, there are hurricanes that happen here. There are floods. There are freezes even that happen, but I see the best of Houston, honestly, during tragedy. And so getting involved with one of those organizations before something like that happens and already volunteering in the community is just a really good way to meet people. And also, honestly, it makes you feel better yourself. So that's, I guess, my fun/sentimental rule of Houston.
It's a good one. Carly, how about you? Do you have one?
Yeah, mine is not completely fun. It could be fun if you like to get dressed up, but that's a definite key to Houston. Dress up everywhere you go. So the thing is that I used to live in a country town, which like you can roll out of the bed, go to the store, and it's fine. But in Houston, if I go to H-E-B, I'll still do sweatpants and stuff like that sometimes, just if I just don't have it in me. But people think it's a fashion show everywhere they go in the city. So yeah, I feel like that's a key, just to know that look presentable. I'll say presentable. You don't have to be America's Next Top Model, but you never know who you're going to see.
So the Target in the Galleria area,
Yes.
we used to call it hot Target because it was literally everyone dressing up to go to Target. And it's so funny you mentioned that tip because that is true. Like people dress up even to go to Target, and that's why it's like the place to be seen over there in the Galleria area. So I like that one. I'm going to give a sports one, okay? So my background, I worked in sports for a long time, but here's an essential rule if you live in the city of Houston. Don't ever say that the Houston Rockets would not have won their 2 titles if Michael Jordan didn't retire, okay?
Ooh.
Oh.
This is one of the biggest rules I can give to anybody that lives here or moves here or is going to be here. Please don't say that, okay? Because Michael Jordan did play part of the season and was in the playoffs, that second title run. They just couldn't beat the Magic, and that's not our fault. We swept the Magic here in the city of Houston as a Rockets fan. So don't ever say, oh, you guys only won titles because Michael Jordan didn't play. That is my final essential rule, all right? Just had to throw that one in there. Please don't say it. Dina, what's your fun one for the city of Houston, an essential rule?
My one fun thing is to explore the suburbs more. People really focus on like the Rice Village, the Montrose, all the like downtown. But I would say explore the suburbs because they truly have some amazing gems, like awesome spots to hang out in. And then you kind of avoid the crazy traffic of trying to get to like the Montrose, the Heights, all those areas.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my tip.
Yeah. There's
There we
tons
go.
of great restaurants out there and things to do. And I think it used to be like the suburbs are dead, but really
Yeah.
they have a lot of the same things that Houston has. So
Yeah.
I would also agree with Dina.
I like it, Dina. You and I are the suburb coalition
Yes.
of this podcast, okay? Suburbs stand up. We are part of Houston too, okay?
Yeah.
It's a sprawling city, all right? We are part of Houston as well, even though we live like 40 minutes away, okay? It's still
Exactly.
part of it. Well, I love this. This was really awesome. Good essential rules and tips to survive the city of Houston. We have gotten everyone prepared now, all right? So you cannot complain about the city of Houston after you listen to this. Ladies, thank you so much for doling out this advice to our listeners.
Yeah,
Thank
this
you.
is fun.
It was so much fun. Thanks.
Thank you to our lead producer, Dina Kespa, producer Carleon Jones, and Brooke Lewis, the writer of our awesome daily newsletter, Hey Houston. Be sure to subscribe to the newsletter at houston.citycast.fm or click on the link in our show notes. All right, let's get to some news. You better look up in the sky on Friday because a once-in-a-decade asteroid about 140 to 310 feet in diameter will be passing by Earth at around 100,000 miles away. That's closer than we are to the moon. But don't worry, NASA says the asteroid is not dangerous. The best time to view it will be Friday evening, and it will be the closest to Earth on Saturday around 2 p.m. That will do it for today, but we're back tomorrow for our Friday News Roundup. Talk to you then. Thank you for listening, and I hope you learned something new today. Yo, I'm not even joking. Those parents who cut, I get so pissed, okay? And I usually don't get mad at anything.